Good afternoon, folks. It's day 5 of my first build of 2026, the Tamiya 148 scale Lockheed P-38. I'm going really slow. I really hope to be able to do this build with a minimum amount of errors, and so I'm trying to double, triple check everything before I attach it. I'm aided a lot by the fact that so far the fit of all of the pieces has been extraordinarily good. That probably doesn't come as a surprise. It's a Tamiya kit after all, and generally they're first rate in that department. This one so far, no reason to doubt that the rest of it will be a challenge in terms of fit, but it doesn't guarantee I won't make some mistakes along the way. Hence, I'm going really slow. A huge color guide, paint guide, and I was a little bit surprised that it was so big given the very simple pattern for the two options available, two different P-38s, both painted with an upper surface in olive drab and a lower surface in gray. But I figured it out. On the other side, where you see the underside of this plane, there's got to be 100 tiny little stencils, and at least blowing them up here makes them easier to identify, at least on this sheet. They look a lot smaller on the transfer sheet. Okay, let's take a look at where I am in the instructions as of day 5. So there are 54 steps before you get to painting in this instruction manual, and I was going around and around on step 10, which is where I was at, because I just couldn't get the leading edge of the wings there, those two pieces, part 27 and part 26, to line up properly. I just wasn't sure if I were getting them square, and I was slipping and sliding around. I took a look at the next step, step 11, where you put the underside of the wings on, and said maybe I should start in that order and see if I can get everything squared up. Sure enough, that worked like a dream, and I was able to get almost all the way through part 11. I've still got that little underside there with the lights to put on, that little piece there with the lights. But otherwise, that's where I am out of 54 steps. And here's how the kit looks now. The pilot, Lieutenant Rex Barber, is still removable. He actually doesn't go in until the end of the build in terms of securing him in the cockpit. But I wanted to make sure the fit was okay. Indeed it is, and I always like painting up the pilot early in the process. And if there isn't a pilot, I find one. The nose cone and fairing for that, or behind which will be the 450 caliber machine guns, and in the center there, the 20 millimeter cannon, is just tacked on right now. I'm going to paint everything, and then after that, remove the tacking and slide in the armament right at the end. So far, as I said, the fit has been extraordinarily good. There's some tiny, tiny little gaps there in the leading edge on the inside part of the wing, but those will be very easy to fill with some talc or baking soda and CA glue, sand them properly. So I'm going to call it a day. And sure enough, as I was taking a look more closely now on what I've done here, and about to remove Rex for the 14th time, lo and behold, I saw that the steering yoke is upside down. I was going to call it the steering wheel, but I'm not sure it's called that in aeronautic terms or aviation terms. Yeah, I put it in upside down. We're going to see how easy it is to detach that without ripping out the entire the attaching lever, and hopefully not pulling the whole thing apart. This is one of those times that I hope that Tamiya extra thin cement doesn't hold that well. Dumb. Oh well, it had to happen at some point. Get that fixed, but maybe not today. It's sometimes best to just let those things percolate. It's I I can assume that I'm going to fix it tomorrow as opposed to breaking it this afternoon, and that's where we'll leave it. Great fit. Um, I'm going to try and do some extra weathering on the finish, things I have not done before on an aircraft, bringing up the bare aluminum on the underside. So going to have to get the process in place and review some videos to see how that all works. Probably try it out on some dummy model since I've never done it before, scraping it through to get that bare metal effect underneath the paint. Well, we'll give it a go, but that's still probably a couple weeks in the future. In the meantime, hopefully I'll be able to get the booms assembled and the rest of the components without putting in another small piece upside down. Thanks for watching.